my name is Chris, and what we're going to do here is just show a little bit of the NeuroNode working with the Windows 10 computer, just showing that we can get connectivity and make use of the computer just off of our NeuroNode. Okay. So what we're going to show here real quick is just the NeuroNode on the Windows 10 computer. The way that it makes use of that is going through and making the on-screen keyboard a scannable function so that you can use keyboard commands to go through and control the Windows 10 computer. Now this does require a little bit more knowledge on using the keyboard to make all functions work on the computer, but there are some programs out there that can make it a little bit simpler. But let's go ahead and go over the on-screen keyboard. I'm just going to make a couple switches here, and let's see if we can open a window that we've already got open up here. We're just going to select Alt here and then go to Tab. As you can see, it scans across and it'll loop back, so I can just make the selection there whenever it comes back if I happen to miss it there. And yeah, the first one seems fine, so let's just press Enter. And that'll pull up a window that we've got here. Now, since we've already got a window pulled up, we can navigate using the top right option here, which is actually a navigation panel. It makes it a little bit easier to go through on pages. So we can go and just say, let's see what's down below a little bit further, do page down, see kind of what kind of foods we've got apparently on this, this Tumblr page. But the last part that it comes down to is that whenever you want to select things, it becomes a little bit harder because you have to kind of tab down to every item that you're wanting to select. And that's where it kind of loses its quality of life with just the onboard windows. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and go to General, go back to the keyboard, and I'm actually going to close this out and minimize here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to open up a program called Grid 3. Now what Grid 3 is going to do for us here is that is actually going to give us mouse functionality as well as some other movement functions that makes it easier whenever you're trying to make a specific selection on something like a web browser. So we're going to go ahead and just open up the user that we have set up here. And whenever this loads up, there's a couple of other programs that they've got loaded, but what we're looking for right now is the computer control for switches. And what that's going to do is it's going to open up a small little bar down at the bottom that's going to give us things like keyboard and mouse. So let's go ahead and we need to get back up to a browser. So why don't we go ahead and scan across here, get to Windows, and then that should pull up a section of Windows that we've got here. And why not pull up, I think we've got a YouTube video here. Let's pull up a YouTube video. All right. So we're here. Let's go ahead and get back to the main menu because now that we've got one pulled up, let's make use of the mouse function that we didn't have on the on-screen keyboard. And we'll pull this up here. And as you can see, you kind of just select directions or a specific click that you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and let's just do left. See, that'll move that across there. And we're actually going to, let's make the video a little bit bigger too since it's not very big right now. We're just going to scroll down just a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to make a single selection of left click, make our video a little bit bigger, and we're already in the center, so let's just do left click again, and that'll actually start playing our video for us. So as you can see, it's kind of like controlling the computer like you usually would with a mouse and keyboard, but now you're doing it all with just a small movement of a finger or a muscle using the NeuroNode. So say we're done with this video. Yeah, we'll just click it off. We'll go ahead and left click here. That'll pause it out. And then say we want to make like a diagonal movement. We're going to go to radar real quick, which is actually a very neat feature here. And what this does is it makes a line that comes out from your point. So you can make diagonal movements without having to go left and then up and then do all that. So we're just going to kind of shortcut our way just a little bit up here. We'll move up onto that, and then right over to the X here. All right, let's close this window. Now we're going to go ahead and get back over to a different window. Let's say we wanted to check over onto Twitter, see what's going on over there. We're going to go ahead and pull up that window. Let's go over to our first tab here. And so this one in functionality and scanning, we're looking at something very close to what you had on the on-screen keyboard. We're just going to move this across and get back to our screen here, and we're going to actually go to arrows. And see, arrows here has basic arrow functions. We're going to go to page down like we did previously, and then that will give us a little bit of a scroll so we can continue on. If we need to make more minute movements, we can select an arrow here, and then you move down on smaller increments as we go down. But that is basic function of the NeuroNode on Windows, and just kind of using it with the browser and other programs here. If you need to, you can still use other Windows programs like, say, your calendar if you needed to check that, or if you needed to go through any of your other programs like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. You use all the same things that you would use on the computer, like you would with the keyboard and mouse. You're just doing it through the functionality of the NeuroNode.